Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining in. We have some of our leaders who have joined in for the briefing session. Hi, Kanchi. Thanks for joining in. Sai, can you make Kanchi the co-host as well? So she could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Kanchi from the Indian Engine Network has joined us. We have a few startup founders. And Kanchi, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Rajesh Gopal, who's leading the VentuRISE efforts.
Hello,
Hi,
Rajesh.
hi, Kanchi. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
So we also have Adarsh from the NASSCOM K-Tech Center of Excellence for IoT and AI who has joined us. Thanks for joining in, Adarsh. Sai, can you also make him the co-host? Yeah.
Hi, Adarsh. Rajesh here.
Hello. Hi, sir. Hi, Vinay.
Yeah. Great. So what we'll do is in a couple of minutes, we will do an introduction about the whole VentuRISE program. And we also have Rahul Mathur who has joined us. He's been supporting the entire VentuRISE initiatives. He's been part of TE Connectivity and now part of Accelerate now. So we will also do a brief partner introduction after Rajesh completes his presentation. We'll have each of you share about what you do for a couple of minutes. And at 4:30, we will have some of the curated startup founders to do their elevator pitch, followed by feedback from some of you experts. This is a bit more informal compared to the previous webinar that we had, where we had VCs talking about their thesis and the DeepTech efforts. So this is going to be a lot more interactive, a lot more takeaways for the founders and our partners. We will have few other VCs to join us. Yeah. Sorry.
I see that Suresh is also here.
Yeah, Suresh from the market.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Suresh.
Sai, can you make him a co-host? So all those who are co-hosts can unmute themselves. So we'll just.
Hello, everybody.
Great.
Okay, we are 5 minutes past 3. Should we?
Yes, we'll get started. Yeah.
Should we get started now or should we wait for a few more minutes?
We'll get started because we have a couple more from Java Capital and Mr. Sanjeev Keshkar who will be joining once they complete their calls. So we can get started.
Okay, we'll do. So thanks, Vinay, for setting this up, and of course, Surut at the back end also to make this happen. Good afternoon, and very happy to see you all in this virtual meeting. The purpose of this webinar is essentially to talk a little bit about what the VentuRISE Startup Challenge is all about. Also, meet with our partners in this initiative, and of course, a set of startup founders as well, who will, as Vinay said, will kind of get a chance to do an elevator pitch, and we will have the experts weighing in on how some of these pitches could be made more effective, right? So that's broadly what we want to cover in this particular section. I don't have a presentation to share. However, because I've been closely involved in the VentuRISE Startup Challenge, right from conceiving it to actually getting it done, I will kind of take the liberty of just talking through on what this is all about. Now, for those of you who don't know about VentuRISE, this is actually the second edition of the startup challenge. In the first edition was in 2022. It was focused on manufacturing and sustainability, and it was done as a joint initiative between TiE Global, TiE Bangalore, and the Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka. It was, as I said, a global challenge. We actually got a very large number of applications coming through, and once the startup founders went through the various stages of the process, we ultimately ended up with, we were supposed to have 3 winners, but we actually had 4 because there was a tie for the third spot. Now the prize money that we had at that point of time was 100,000 USD, which then got distributed among these top 4 startups. This was done as a part of the closing ceremony of the Global Investors Meet in November 2022 at the Bangalore Palace. Now, cutting that, or rather, getting to today, so the second edition of the VentuRISE Startup Challenge is again integrated into the Global Investors Meet that is coming up in February 2025. But since they say the typically a sequel always finds it a little difficult to match up to the original. So this time we actually did it with a twist. What we said is, instead of an open kind of a challenge, we worked closely with the industry representatives and leaders to come up with a set of challenge statements. Now, these challenge statements have been drawn up from an original, list that was put together, and then it was carefully kind of curated to arrive at what we believe are those challenge statements which are reflective of the current challenges that the industry is facing, and therefore solutions to problems that could be provided by startups. So that was the basic design. And what we did was, because we are now looking at 3 tracks here, the EV and clean mobility, the aerospace and defense, and the ESDM track, we said we will triple the prize money pool. So this time we have 100,000 USD into 3, which is 300,000 that is available as the total prize pool. Broadly will get split as 100,000 per track. The way we have pieced this whole thing together is, we are, as those of you who are startup founders will know, we are actually in the midst of the application phase. We have already received a large number of applications. The first set of applications are actually getting scrutinized as we speak. However, there was a decision taken collectively to extend the deadline to the 8th of October, which is so therefore we are now gearing up towards that date. What we are going to do is, once we scrutinize these applications for completeness and then hand it over to a phase 1 jury who will then go through these applications and then arrive at a set of startups from each track. So what we are currently thinking is, we will look at up to 15 startups per track, which is essentially 45 startups in all. These startups who are right on, essentially through a mechanism of evaluation, are right on top, will actually then get an opportunity to be part of the VentuRISE track, as well as the VentuRISE Startup Showcase at the Thai Global Summit, which is coming up, in December. That's going to be at DIEC in Bangalore. Now, startups will, through that day, actually get to meet with industry leaders, will get to meet with venture capitalists, which also get to meet with potential mentors. A great opportunity for them to build their business network. These startups will then go through the phase 2 evaluation, which will happen between December 2024 and February 2025. The winners of these tracks will then be showcased at the Global Investors Meet, which is happening in February. So those are the broad kind of timelines. And as I mentioned a little earlier, this is a global challenge, and happy to share that not only have we received a large number of applications from India, but we also have applications from other parts of the globe as well. So it is promising to be a very exciting 3-4 months as we go forward, because we will get a chance to meet people who are actually solving some of these challenges that we have put out there. So that we are really looking forward to that, the next couple of months. What, of course, as Vinay mentioned a little while ago, the purpose of what I'm doing essentially is to give you a quick overview about the challenge. We will, towards the end of this webinar, we will be happy to take questions from people who may still have some questions. Considering that we have actually an FAQ that is put out and it's pretty straightforward, but we are still happy to take questions in case they are still left unanswered. Okay, so I will kind of stop here, Vinay. I think we are now, the other thing we also want to acknowledge is as we have rolled out this initiative, we have actually sought assistance from a bunch of our partners to help us reach out to the right kind of startups. Some of those partners are on this call. So thank you so much for offering your support and also joining us for this webinar. Binay, I'm assuming that what we want to do next is to get each one of these partners to kind of do a quick introduction, correct?
Yes, thanks, Rajesh, for the introduction. Sai, can you put the partners posters? So these are some of our partners who have joined us today and some of our experts who have been helping us curate the whole activity. We'd like to have each of you introduce yourselves. So Deepika, if you're around, could you share a bit about SwissNext and what you do?
Thank you so much, Vinay. Hi, everyone. I'm Deepika from the innovation team at SwissNext and also the Consulate General's Office of Switzerland in Bengaluru. We are primarily the Science and Technology Office of Switzerland, and what we enable is research, education, and innovation exchange between both the countries. Primarily being there, we work with Swiss startups and Indian companies that are looking to collaborate, enter both the regions, and assist them in their journey. Thank you.
And you also had a fantastic aerospace and space tech event, right, at your office?
Yes, we do have a cohort that focuses mainly on aerospace and space tech. We concluded our cohort for this year, but we are happy to announce that we will have it next year as well.
Fantastic. Look forward to working with you and the team. Over to you, Kanchi from Indian Angel Network.
Thanks so much, Vinay. Great to be here. So as Vinay mentioned, I work with Indian Angel Network. We have 3 divisions. The Indian Angel Network, which is now an angel fund, invests in startups at the very early stages of their journeys. So anywhere from seed to pre-series A is when we come in. Somewhere around 25 lakhs to about 6 crores is what we invest via the angel fund. It's sector agnostic just because it's a consortium of about 500 angel investors that come together and invest in startups. And just given the diversity of the member base, there's enough interest to invest in startups. Of course, there is a strong interest, and we have seen quite a few investments in DeepTech and also the sectors that we are focusing on via VentuRISE as well. So that's how we saw strong synergies with this initiative and have partnered. We also have another fund, which is a Cat 2 fund. It's IAN Alpha Fund. It's a 1,000 crore fund through which we invest in slightly more advanced companies at the Series A level. So anywhere from 6 crores to about, I would say, 25 crores is what we invest via the fund. And lastly, we have another initiative called BioAngels, which is an initiative of IAN in collaboration with BIRAC, through which we invest in a lot of healthcare, life sciences, medtech, agri and clean tech businesses via that, just because we saw a strong deal flow in that. And we thought that these are sectors that specifically require deep expertise to evaluate and then eventually invest. And of course, work with the founders post-investment as well. So that's how that vertical was launched. Great to be here, eager to learn more about each of the founders that are going to be partnering with VentuRISE throughout the initiative and seeing how we can partner with them and take it forward.
Thanks, Kanchi. Really appreciate your support for VentuRISE. Over to you, Sanjeev Keshkar, sir. I think you've been very actively involved, and apart from Arvind Consultancy, you've also been the ex-MD of Arrow Electronics, and you have a lot of insights with startup pitches. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thanks, Vinay. Good afternoon, all. I'm Sanjeev Keskar, CEO of Arvind Consultancy. I'm primarily supporting startups and MSME into electronics and semiconductor space. 35 years I was in corporate career, out of which 30 years in semiconductor industry. I was country head of AMD, Freescale Motorola, and Arrow Electronics, and now supporting startups and MSME. I'm also associated with TIE, Design for Manufacturing Initiative. I'm part of that team. And looking forward to VentuRISE. Here, my main contribution is for the ESDM track, where we have three challenges under ESDM track. First and foremost is IoT-based electronic systems for smart city. Second is AI-driven smart grid. And thirdly, AI-based smart water management. And here we expect the concept note, and we expect the sort of a prototype at the end of the challenge. And weightage will be given how you are solving challenges in the city using the IoT technology for green energy, for traffic management, for better utilization of resources. So it's a great challenge we have worked out, and look forward to active participation and a great success to VentuRISE. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we also have Rahul Mathur, who's also very active in the Thai ecosystem. And apart from Accelerate now, he's also been part of TE Connectivity. Over to you, Rahul.
Yeah, thanks, Vinay. And welcome to everybody to this webinar and closed roundtable meeting. I've been with TIE for a couple of years and supporting the DeepTech initiative as well as the MSME initiative, and very happy to be part of VentuRISE and supporting two tracks over here. One is the aerospace and the defense track, which again, like ESDM, has three challenges. The first one being AI vision systems, and the second being AR, VR for design, manufacturing, skilling, and the third is the anti-drone systems. So the first two are primarily, addressing the manufacturing sector, which is, an area that India has got a lot of opportunity in the aerospace and defense sector to grow. And typical challenges in the aerospace and defense sector are, high mix, low volume business that require, high reliability and also a high degree of skilling. So the first two problem statements kind of help manufacturing organizations as well as design organizations to be able to manufacture, design reliable products. The third one is the anti-drone systems, which as always in military technology, whenever you have an offensive weapon, there always has to be a defensive weapon, and that's the cat and mouse game. So anti-drone is a key area for not just defense establishments, but also then for going forward, finding applications in the private sector as well. So these are the three kind of problem statements that we have on that. The other track that I'm supporting is on the EV and clean mobility track. There's been a lot of strong progress on this area. I think batteries are one of the key areas that are constantly evolving. And along with that, the need for compliance as well as reuse as part of the circular economy. So the first problem statement is around safe battery transport solutions. So this today the disposal of batteries, etc. And how is the battery track through manufacture to the disposable piece is one area that requires transportation in a safe condition. and the other is in terms of making sure that we kind of are able to reuse as well and recycle the minerals that are used in the batteries as much as possible, and track it with through the supply chain, have a transparent system. So these are the two problem statements that we have for the EV and clean mobility, and happy to be part of this initiative, and looking forward to hearing from all the startups that are applying and participating. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Rahul. We have Anirudh Rajagopal Jayagopal, who's going to join us at 4:30. He has so he'll be there when the pitches are happening. I'd also like to thank our other partners. In fact, we had a webinar on September 13th, which was moderated by Madan Mohan Rao. We had 3 VCs from Speciale Invest, Bharat Innovation Fund, and Idea Spring Capital. The topic was scaling deep tech startups from innovation to global market entry. That was a sort of a little more formal kind of a webinar. Here we thought, let's keep it more engaging and curated, where we have select founders to present themselves. We have
Adarsh has to.
Yes, Adarsh and then Dr. Madan. So Adarsh, over to you. Could you share a bit about NASSCOM Center of Excellence and more on what you do? Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself, Adarsh. Yeah, so can you unmute yourself, Adarsh? Yeah, great.
Yes. Hi, hello everyone. I'm Adarsh from NASSCOM Center of Excellence in IoT and AI. We are the DeepTech incubator, help supporting startups mostly into deep tech and other emerging technologies. We help startups in various aspects like mentoring, connecting them to any industry connects, and sometimes even facilitating connection with the government. So as part of our incubation program, we also have a space in HSR layout, wherein we have around 35 startups incubated as of now. And we also have a IoT lab, which is part of the facility, which is state-of-the-art lab for any founders or entrepreneurs who are into IoT. So apart from this, we also help startups in co-creation, which is a unique program. So what we do here is we connect startups to corporates and help them implement solutions, which is a sort of proof of concept for the startups, or mainly to B2B space. So this is overall what we do. And we also help Government of Karnataka. We work with Government of Karnataka on their Elevate program by mentoring and assisting startups. Basically, these are for Elevate winners. So we help them in developing the prototype, GTM, etc., and other things. Thank you. Thank you, Vinay.
Yeah, thanks, Adarsh. In fact, I'm in the building right now. It's a fantastic facility, the entire 4 floors. We also have Dr. Madan Mohan Rao, who has joined us now. He, in fact, is quite busy with TechSparks, Your Stories annual flagship event, which is starting tomorrow, and is kind enough to join us for this. And he will also do mini masterclass, is it, Madan? From 4 to 4:30 for some of you. You have to unmute yourself. Can you unmute?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So a brief introduction, Madan, and then we will get started with the pitches.
Yeah, hi. My name is Madan Mohan Rao. I head research at Your Story, and we have a 3-day flagship event starting tomorrow. So we're quite swamped with that work, but this is a very important initiative, VentuRISE by TiE Bangalore and the Karnataka government. So I thought it's very important that I spend some half an hour or so, maybe 4 to 4:30, after listening to all the startup pitches, on some tips on how to be more investor ready, perhaps, for your startup journeys, and how to convince other people, such as business partners, employees, and so on, to join your startup. So I've developed a tool called the Startup Storytelling Canvas. We're going to go through that tool in the workshop and give you some tips based on the thousands of pitch decks that I've seen so far. Tips for founders and how to become more business ready. So that'll be a bit later, and I look forward to the rest of the program. And thanks once again to Vinay and Rajesh for hosting together this very important initiative. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. So, Sai, we have 3 more minutes before 3:30. So we have a couple of founders who are already ready. So I thought I will share the rules of how we are going to be engaging between 3:30 to 4. Each founder will have to do an elevator pitch in 1 minute or less, right? Think of it like a pitch practice. And we will call a couple of experts to give their feedback. If the experts want to give feedback, even if they're not called, they can always raise their hand and share a couple of inputs in a minute or two or less than that. So we'll try and accommodate as many founders as we have here. And then from 4 p.m. onwards, we will have the mini masterclass. So those of you who also want to give feedback, here's a quick link for you to just share feedback. The parameters here are, generic clarity of the problem statement, value prop, capability, vision, passion, those kind of things. So with that, we'll just play a quick video on VentuRISE before we start. We have a couple of founders already ready. Sai, could you play the video? That's fine. I think we could get started. So we have the founder of My Pickup, who are you ready? In fact, they were there at the Climate Tech conference recently, and so we have the first founder from My Pickup, and we have the second startup called What Are. Yeah. So it's Venkateshwara, the founder of My Pickup. Yeah, Abhijit. Yeah, can you make him the co-host so he can unmute himself, Sam?
Yeah, he is the co-host.
Yeah, and also before that, we have Anirudh Jayagopal, who has joined us from Java Capital. Can you make him the co-host so he can briefly introduce himself for a minute?
Yes.
Thanks, Anirudh, for joining in.
Hi, Vinay. Thank you so much for having me, and apologies for being slightly late. My previous call.
You can introduce yourself in a minute about yourself and Java Capital.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Anirudh here from Java Capital. We're essentially a deep tech, climate tech fund, investing across various sectors specific to Indian markets. We typically invest at the pre-seed, seed, pre-series A stage. Check sizes range from 50 lakhs to 5 crores. We want to invest in IP-driven models, whether it's deep tech or climate tech. This could be in terms of tangible filing of IPs or in terms of R&D process-oriented modes. We've structured our funds to enable slightly multiple rounds of support, considering what deep tech is in terms of its gestation cycles. And thank you so much for having me. Excited to see these startups.
Great. So is the first startup founder ready? Yeah.
Hi everyone. So should I present the deck or just elevator pitch?
I leave it up to you because you're going to get very candid feedback, and it's all so you could, if you feel you want to present it, but you just have a minute or a couple of minutes to present yourself maximum.
Sure. So I'll just walk you through what we are doing at My Pickup. Hello everyone, my name is Abhijit. I'm the founder and CEO of My Pickup. We provide subscription-based shared electric three-wheelers for daily commute. We are operating out of South Bangalore. We have 60 customers who have been paying us for the past 1 year. We're operational. So when I was doing market research for trying to solve for the mobility industry, I found 3 problems. One is peak time cab availability, non-standardization of service, as well as surge pricing. So to solve for all 3 things, I came up with an idea of subscription-based shared electric autos for daily commute. Essentially, this is like customers pay to us in advance. We reserve the slot for the entire week or month, and we ensure that the auto driver is there at their pickup location at that point of time. This solves a lot of stress and hassle for the customer daily, saving up to 8 minutes per trip, which is like 16 minutes of your very crucial time in the morning and evening. Right. So that is what we are doing. We are doing like around 1,000 rides per month at the moment, and we are scaling really fast. We have raised capital from one of the leading angel networks recently, just 2 months back. So we have capital to fund. We are looking for funds in like 6 months down the line for further expansion. So yeah, that's about it.
Great. Any questions?
Also, our app will launch in September end, and we'll be primarily focusing on Bangalore for the first year. So we'll capture this market and then go to other cities.
Fantastic. Thanks, Abhijit. Any inputs that the experts have, or even if you have any questions for Abhijit, feel free to ask. We'll have a couple of minutes for that.
Please.
Hi, Abhijit. This is Kanchi. So, firstly, I think
I can't.
I really liked the way you talked about the problem statement that you were solving for, because this is sometimes people, it would, no sooner you said what you were doing, it leaves people with a question in terms of what is the actual problem. So it was really well presented in terms of what are you going after. In terms of questions, so just if I had to give some feedback, because that's what we're here to do, to refine it.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Sure.
While saying that you're growing really fast, if you could quantify that, that might help position it a little bit better. Two, how are we making money, right? Like, is it, what kind of margins are you seeing? If there is some stronger number there, that might help again with the pitch as you are presenting it.
Got it.
And if you could add a line or two in terms of what is the team's background, and if you have any experience in this space, or if you have some sort of either experience or some sort of insight in terms of background with working in this industry, that would help position it well as well. So this is just a couple of points to get started.
Thanks, Mancha. I'll take care of it next.
Anyone else has inputs? Rahul, Sanjeevji, or others, whoever could share your inputs. We can take another minute for.
Yeah. Thanks, Abhijit, for that pitch. Just from I think the challenge perspective, right? We have a couple of problem statements out here. One is the safe battery transport solutions, and the other is the battery tracking system. Looking at that. So maybe you can kind of if there's a way to link up to how are you looking at these two challenges, and where do you see yourself fit with these problem statements? That may not have been the brief for this event. I don't know, but that's kind of the background of what we are getting together for. Yeah.
Sure. So we are more into the customer side of things, where we want to understand the commute data of the city. We are from supply side, we are just relying on OEM, Sun Mobility, and other partners who are providing Exponent as well, who are providing us with the vehicles. And then we want to build a strong service business. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Abhijit, for your pitch. One thing that I would probably like to add is that we have seen business cases in the past. Would want to know how is it that it sets your company apart from what we have seen in the past?
So differentiation in terms of, say, Uber, Ola, Namayatri is that no one can provide you. For example, Indian auto three-wheeler market is like needs an upgrade for a really long time, and electric is one way to get that market and standardize that service. Secondly, when I started the business, I started getting a lot of queries from the parents, right? So they needed their kids' commute to be sorted. They wanted their grandparents to drop their kids. Now, on top of it, they just wanted school commute as well. So because buses were really inconvenient, at least in 20 to 30% of the cases, and school bus commute as a market has been largely untapped and unorganized for the past 30-40 years. So that is these two markets, and office where they have fixed regular punch in punch out times, and where they want more reliability, which say Uber, Ola, Namayatri, Rapido are not able to provide. Those are the two markets which we are tackling in a sense that we get our own vehicles. We have full control of our entire supply stack, which helps us ensure zero cancellation, zero surge pricing, and of course zero hassle for the end customer, and 100% reliability. So in my case, once the customer comes in, the retention is more than 95%. So they keep on paying subscriptions every month on month. Yeah. That's the way in which we are structured, as compared to pure play marketplaces like Uber and all.
Great. And Adarsh, you also had some quick input. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Yes. Yes. So one quick feedback I might like to mention is, like, how is the customer validation being done, and what is the traction you've got till now? So can I know a little bit on that?
Okay. Yeah, we have around 70 customers with an average ticket size of like around 3,000 to 3,500. And this is just with around 12 vehicles. So we are expanding, but we want to operationally break even first. So per auto burn at a 45,000 cost is around 42,000, which we want to break once the app goes live. This entirely we are doing operations through WhatsApp and Google Sheets. But once the app goes live, we'll see a lot of traction and growth very easily. I have like around 2,000 customers waiting in line to get the service, but because of less supply, I'm not able to give it.
Okay, so this is mostly organic in that case, I assume. Like there's no money being spent, or there's no inorganic which is happening. Just curious.
No, sorry, I didn't get the question.
So this is mostly through referrals and completely organic.
We have a form. We have our website mypickup.in. We have a form there where customers go and fill it, and then we see whether we can slot them somewhere. So, yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So next we have, if you have anybody else who want to share inputs, any other experts, or else we will go to the next startup, which is what are 24. Milind Dogre, are you here? Milind? Yeah.
Not able to. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I can share my deck and I can take you through that.
Sure. It could be a brief, short picture because the objective is to.
I know. So this is my team. Except me, all are PhDs with multiple decades of experience. And Dr. Kaliyappan is a postdoc from Western University, Canada, and he has 22 years of experience in battery fabrication and material design. Dr. Vaibhav is into his PhD from NCL Pune and Humboldt, Berlin. He is into material synthesis. Professor Kotandran is our mentor. He is a fine electrochemist in the country. And Dr. Arjunan is PhD in material sciences. He is a separator design specialist. Dr. Arjunan and Dr. Vaibhav is full-time with me. And I am BTech from IIT Madras and MBA from IMC. And this is a problem. As you know, this is a global warming problem. The pre-industrial era difference and the present, it is reaching towards 2 degrees, and after that it will start self-heating and the air will become unbreathable. So we are trying to solve this problem by providing sodium battery. We are trying to make this battery by using earth abundant materials, which will help us break free from lithium, Chinese dominated lithium battery, because China has 75% of natural graphite, which is required as anode in the lithium battery. And this is the global demand and supply. The demand is in the bar chart and supply is in the yellow line. So supply will always be short of the demand as we go along in few years. Now, Indian scenario, I have attended PLI meeting in MNRE Ministry, New Delhi. They said urgent demand as we speak is 10 gigawatt hour, and we don't even have a single supplier in India, mass manufacturer actually. We all get batteries from China and nothing else. So this is one market where there is no manufacturer in India. Almost all of them are construction phase, and there is a huge demand, terawatts of demand in grid sector as well as the EV sector. We have 300 million fossil fuel burning engines in India, registered engines. So even if you convert 30% of that demand itself will be in terawatts. And this is the initial battery that we designed. It can go up to almost 0 voltage when it is in discharge status. And this video shows that it is charging. I'll skip that. And this is the material that we designed, fabricated. We can make 20 more varieties of such materials and different cathodes. And the XRD data shows that it is electrochemically active. We have designed this cell, cylindrical cell. We can design any format of such cells. It is of the size of the mouse, and the laptop mouse that you see. It is 26700, 26 dia, 70 mm height, 3.5H, 3 volts battery. It can go up to 3000, almost 3000 cycles. We could not test it for a long time, and we did not have access to the facilities. And we have made a sale to some EV firm. We got 30,000 rupees for that. And this is the test results of the battery which I showed now. And this we have done at IIT Madras. Okay. And benefits will be not only the lowest price, for the batteries for EVs and renewable energy. It will not catch fire because its operating temperature is minus 20 to 60 degree, very wide temperature. And then what we have done is stage one investment. What we need is around 3 crores. We'll get all the certification and IPs done, and we will test it out, make a better version of this battery. So this we can do in within 4 to 5 months. And the next stage of the investment, what we need is 3 millions. And here we can make 15,000 of such batteries in 12-hour shift, and we can break even in 2.5 years. We have attended certain programs sponsored by Boeing. It's a build program at Sain IIT Mumbai, and we have attended a similar kind of program at IIT Madras on 5th of August. So please let me know what kind of questions I can answer.
Yeah, over to the experts. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions.
One quick question from my side, sir.
Yeah.
How does it compare to graphene batteries? Because it looks like the industry is moving, especially the EV, is moving towards graphene batteries. So how does it compare in terms of like technical features?
I don't know, like the graphene batteries I heard, which is more of like using graphene, and graphene we cannot make at an industrial state as far as I know. So scaling up will be a problem, even if the graphene battery might be of high capacity, but the scaling up will be definitely will be a problem. And here the important thing with the sodium battery is like scaling up is not a problem because sodium is abundantly available, and we are not using any rare earth materials, so scaling up is almost at will.
Okay. And have you been able to implement this or sell this at any at this stage, or how is it?
I could not understand the question.
I mean, like for your, I mean, do you have any paid customers? Like, how is it? Sorry if I missed that part.
Yeah. So I have made a sale to one client, and they have paid us 30,000 rupees just a few months back. And the problem here is like we are not getting an access to the pilot line in India. So there are very few pilot lines in India, so we're not able to make in India. So we approached US based pilot lines. We got few access to facilities there. I think in Aragon and other places we have got 2 access. I think we will get one more also, the pilot lines. There the facilities are very good, so we will be making these batteries there also, and we'll be testing with their renewable energies and EV batteries. The scientific community and the government is very supportive in USA compared to India, so we are trying all our efforts to do that. In fact, we have registered one LLC there in New York State, and we have applied for certain grants in the US government also.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other inputs, feedback, support that can be shared by the experts?
Hi, Milind. Thanks for your presentation. I know 1 minute or a couple of minutes is very short to go through it, but just sharing some initial feedback. One, while you were going through the presentation, it would help. So we talked about why not lithium-ion batteries, but we didn't quite highlight why sodium. So if you could highlight, you spoke about it right now that there is abundance, but also in terms of performance, because when an end customer is purchasing a product, aside from access to that particular material, they would look at the performance of the product that they're buying. So if you could highlight how would it perform as compared to existing solutions, that might help position it as well to show that, okay, yes, there is a market for this, customers would opt for something like this. That's just some initial feedback.
Yeah, thank you so much. I get call from EV clients. They are fed up with Chinese battery. They keep exploding, and they want sodium batteries. Even for sodium, they want to pay us more. Doesn't matter. They want to be safe. So that's the feedback I get from the EV.
Yeah, that'll be helpful. So just when you're going through the presentation, it would help to highlight that one fire is a concern. So what are the others in terms of also performance of the battery would help to position it well. And just a small point, I know we were going through the presentation rather quickly, but we highlighted that, okay, this is the test result, but it was hard to decode that immediately. So if you could just put in like 1 or 2 lines saying that, hey, here's the test result and this is what it highlights, might again get people to align with what you're doing, but otherwise that's fine. Thanks.
Why not?
Hi, Milind. Anirudh here from Java
Yes.
Camp. Just so someone like a Reliance has spent close to 135 million on Faradion, and they're trying to create a gigafactory as well for sodium ion, right? And I think there are a couple of other players as well in the market. I think there's Sodion Energy and a couple of other guys trying to do sodium ion. In terms of the benefits of sodium ion, I think that's well documented and that's known. Considering that there are a couple of players that have some decent amount of capital in the market, how far along are they? How do you compete against them? Is something you could highlight as well.
Sodion hasn't made its own batteries. I think I've not seen their test results also. Even Faradion, Motabhai started constructing the plant. They have not announced that they'll be producing sodium batteries. So virtually sodium batteries are not produced in India at all. They are under the plan, but maybe after some time. So right now, they are making mostly focusing on the lithium batteries. Even the Motabhai in Samnagar is doing that. He is planning to make 5 gigawatt battery capacity plant there, mostly focusing on LFP. And though they can make a sodium also because they have purchased Faradion and Sodium, I have not seen their test results and the battery that they have produced. Not sure whether they have tested it properly, and not very clear data that I have with them. But in China, I have some data like to share. CATL has already announced the production of the batteries. Haina is already producing it. BYD has already announced, and they have started constructing their gigawatt plant also, and they have tested it on EVs also. So the EVs testing is like something for us light vehicles, not very heavy vehicles. But mixing of sodium battery with lithium battery pack will certainly reduce the cost and might reduce some capacity, but still it will add to advantage of the players because nobody wants to pay hundreds thousands of dollars just to go from point A to point B. They want to save a little bit less and still want to commute. So from that perspective, this is like Xpeng. The same kind of facilities which Tesla is giving, they are giving in $20,000. Not sure like where to make a differentiate. They cut through this Tesla model car in Germany. Now, mostly the production cost will be around say $20,000 to $25,000. So they are selling at a huge profit. Tesla is selling at a huge profit, which is why these sodium batteries will be very much required for India. So like Nexon is selling at 15 lakhs, 16 lakhs. How many guys will be able to afford it? Even most, if you reduce the price to say 8 lakhs or 9 lakhs, it will like IC engine cars. Many people will like to afford it. So we should consider from that perspective also. And the market, regarding the market itself, is in terawatts. All the batteries, even Motabhai, 2-3 Motabhais come together, they will not be able to satisfy the demand. So market is like huge and supply is very, very short. India, we need to do some efforts in that direction.
Thanks for your yeah. So if you don't have any more questions from the experts, we could go to the next founder. Yeah. Are there any more questions from the experts? Any more feedback inputs? Feel free to share. Or else we go to RaptiFly RF Power Systems. Tiruvatam. Is Mr. Tiruvatam there?
It's Venkateshwara, his team member, I guess.
Okay. Is Venkateshwara around? Can you unmute yourself and share more on RaptiFly? One of the advantages of these interactive sessions is you get a lot of useful feedback, connects, and opportunities to scale and grow. In fact, from the previous VentuRISE winners, many of them have leveraged the entire Thai ecosystem, the global investors meet to sign up with customers and other people. There's one success story that I know of, the Banashri Renewable Energy. They signed up with some of the banks and helped them reduce their capex, help them go green, all of that. So there's a lot that can happen through VentuRISE when you are able to apply, engage, showcase, be part of the global summit, be part of the global investors meet next year in February, and nothing like winning a huge equity-free grant money. Right. So, yeah, do you want to check, Sai, with Venkateshwara if he is available?
Yeah, check.
If there are other founders, so there are a few others who have also joined in, and if you'd like to do an elevator pitch, if you can raise your hand, or if you can DM me here, we could unmute you and have you share what you do.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Venkateshwara. Can everyone see my screen?
It's the fonts are quite small. Can you make it bigger on screen?
1 minute. Is it now? Is it clear now? Okay.
No, it's still quite small, but if you can just increase the size. On top, just increase it from Calibri 14 to 18. Maybe that'll.
I don't think that will work because it's a PDF. And,
oh, okay. No worries.
On screen, that might help as well.
Okay. And
Slideshow, and then just select presentation. That should work.
yeah. So yeah, that's okay. I would irrespective of with the slide, I would go ahead with what we build and what we do, and I'll make it quick. So we have we manufacture and sell portable power stations, and we are into a range of products from 100 watts to 4.5 kilowatts, and this is completely lithium ion based. And this is for Indian market, we use it as a alternative for home UPS, and we have multiple use cases for this device which we have built, and it is portable and it's very much lightweight. And we have multiple charging options as well, direct plug charge wall socket, and then we have solar charging solutions as well. And this particular product is built with a lot of safety standards, and we have IP ratings for waterproof and other things. So majorly we initially built this product for campings and tourings in Europe, so where people will use for use cases like they use it for the multiple camping buses. So you can use speakers or whatever you use in wall socket. So all these appliances can be used in our device, and this particular device will charge as quick as possible within 2 to 3.5 hours for 1 kilowatt, which I'm telling. And we also use this product in construction industries where people use for welding, constructions works, and drillings and other things, where we give the solution for you don't need to wire all the way anywhere in the building, and you can just take the device, and then it can be used for 3 to 4 hours on a continuous run. We don't have any transformer model in it. It's a completely chip based material, and it is highly effective. And it has, since we can use all the heavy appliances, we would recommend our customers to go ahead with up to whatever the it's like not like UPS that you can use only certain bulbs and fans. You can use the refrigerator, AC, and everything. And on top of it, we have the range of products for all NISO customer, wherein so for roadside vendors we have products wherein this per 100 watts will be used charged by solar, and it will be it is a one-time installation, and it will power for 4 to 5 years, and then they can use it for their the vending shops or things like that. And fishermen are also can make use of this. We have tested in Chennai for people to use who goes early in the sea to do the fishing works for the lights and other reefer boxes and other things. And we also have many use cases which is coming for this product, wherein we give the product to the customer, and customer comes back to us telling that we also utilize this appliances and it works really well. And then so many use cases for this. And on top of it, now the product is built. We have 8 range of products. It's completely built, tested. We got TUV certified, we are CE certified, and then now we are ready to do marketing, and then we're ready to, it's a product ready to go in Indian market. We have did 300 units testing with all the variants in and across South India. And that's the short pitch. I'm really sorry about the presentation, but yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, over to the experts, your feedback inputs.
Yeah, Venkatesh, this is Rahul. Yeah, thanks for the pitch. Just had a couple of questions and maybe a couple of feedbacks, right? One, wanted to understand from you, this, you said that this is um, something that can be, is a portable power station, right? So what is the existing users, or what is the existing solution that's available over there, and how is this an advantage over there versus that? That's one.
Yes.
And if you can help us understand the size of this market, and what is it that your current revenue is and what you're projecting.
Okay, so the existing, problem with the current, how people get solution, you can see all this, IC generators, which is in and across every construction place or every stores. So those generators are 1.5 to 2 kilowatts, which is powered by a kerosene, petrol or diesel. Alternatively, so all this can be replaced by our products. So it has a huge market in across in all aspects. So for a regular retail store or a restaurant, which they use 2 kilowatts where they burn petrol and diesel, can be completely replaced by our products. As in the conventional UPS will not be able to power the entire restaurant, but our 5 kilowatt product will be able to power a reasonable restaurant on a regular basis without any issues. And we also give 2000 cycle of charge and recycle warranty, which should be 3 to 4 years of warranty on the raging products. So customers can be rest assured about how they how they don't need not to be worried, because it is zero service needed for the product, as in like lead acid and other batteries need a regular maintenance and service, and it occupies very less place as well. That's how we arrived at the solution with this product. And currently we only have revenue in European market, and we don't have any revenue which is generated from Indian market. We sell close to 200 units in European markets, and which is a white label product as of now. We don't sell it under brand name of RF Power. We have registered trademark of RF Power in India now, and we are trying to enter the market.
And in terms of the cost per kilowatt, or what, how much is it?
So the 1 kilowatt product, we have price matched with the existing UPS, which would be 29,000 in INR. So existing UPS goes up to 33 for 1.5 kilowatt. We have price matched. The max price is 29,000 in Indian market, and we have price matched with for all the products. I can share the pricing sheets across, so in an email or something, so that we can you can get the data of it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any more expert feedback, inputs, questions?
Thank you, Venkateshwara. I liked your pitch, and I really liked the product. Looks pretty compact and handy. While it's not really a feedback, I wanted to understand which market are you selling in the Europe, and what is your business plan for India?
Okay, sure. So we are selling it in hardware stores, and then few stores like Kaufland in Germany, wherein this product has markets only for camping needs. So this particular store sells products for people who goes for touring and campings, and that is the only market for now we have. In Indian market, we have already had a couple of initial discussion with set of teams, wherein a group of fishermen's head, and then also a group of roadside vendors. They wanted to buy it in bulk, like 500 to 1,000 pieces of orders, and they want to give it as a they want to plan the finance for them, so that they'll give it as, and they'll buy from us, and then they'll take a EMI option from the vendors. That's how they approached us. And apart from it, we wanted to do as a distributor model as B2B in South Indian markets, wherein we have a set of data where all this Amaron, and I'm sorry about mentioning the names, and other big players who distribute their batteries. So we also have contacted the distributor network, and then we wanted to put our product and display in the first place, and then compete with the existing UPS market, and then we are planning to go ahead from there. You're welcome.
Great. Any more questions, inputs?
Hey, Venkat. This is Adarsh. Yeah, hi. So I noticed when I saw your video, so I was not aware till then. But anyway, how is the maintenance component when it's compared to UPS?
No.
That is one question, and the other question is like, are you saying there is no let's say charging required, so you just buy this machine and it will work for 3-4 years, or let's say whatever the usage units it can give. So are you saying that, or yeah?
Yes, I'll answer both the questions, Adarsh. So here in this place, so we don't need charging. So there's two ways of charging, which I said. One is solar, wherein we don't need a maintenance. For all the street vendors and other thing, we do the installation for them, so that we do the installation with the accessories in the bulbs and fans. So once the installation done, there is no need of maintenance at all needed for the product. So as in, if I say the other product for European market, for now we do only replacing warranty. So we don't do any maintenance in the sites, and we take the product, and there is no need of maintenance at all needed for this product, is because it's built in a way where you just need to charge it, and you use it like a phone's power bank. As in for DC, you use a power bank for your phone.
So
you understood.
Yes, so my perspective was from that, like, since if there is no maintenance involved, and let's say there's no charging also, that means you're not consuming any electric power. So in that case, I think you might have to relook at your pricing, because if you're pricing it at the starting price of an UPS, because yours has much better advantage than in UPS. There is no maintenance required. In UPS, we need distilled water.
Distilled water, yeah.
Distilled water we need regularly, and as well as I think it needs to be charged as and when the power is available. So as I understand, in your case, it's not there. So please look into the pricing, and maybe you can charge something slightly higher by looking at an average home usage using UPS, like how much they might incur, rather than just looking at the price of UPS. Also look at how much cost they might incur approximately when you look at their entire year usage. So based on that, maybe you can slightly price it. Yes.
So
that's the feedback.
Pricing wise, we have drilled down to including, we sourced all the components locally, and then we have a tie up with the the battery supplier who supplies for Tata's electric car. So we in the product which we sell for 28,000, we have a 60% profit margin. So that's why we don't want to hike it much. So
it's your call, but there's definitely an option to like up it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the feedback, Adarsh. Yeah.
Great. So so we're supposed to begin the storytelling masterclass. In fact, Madan Mohan Rao, I'm pretty sure he'll give you a lot of feedback. But we have one more startup here. We have Bhushan from Series 5 Labs. So Madan, is it okay if we can get Bhushan to complete his short pitch, and then we begin?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bhushan, you have a minute or two to share what you do, and we'll have quick feedback session. Yeah.
So can I share the slide?
Yes, you could. Yes.
So it is not allowing me to. It is disabled the screen sharing.
Sai, can you enable that? Not sure how. Yeah,
you can show it now.
It's a short pitch, so you could.
So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to join the meeting. So I am Bhushan, a founder of a company called Series 5 Lab, and we have incubated in IIM Bangalore. So what we do is, currently if you see the marketing, majority of the shift is happening from the traditional media to the digital world. So what we have created is we have created a technology platform called Software Defined Marketing. It is a SaaS platform. What we are trying to do is we are bringing the physical advertisement into the digital world, so that you will get a social media kind of experience for the offline campaigns, or the offline campaign running on the OOH or signage, digital signage, or standees, or any kind of non-interactive medium, and so that it can be engageable for the consumers, and for the brands, the agencies, and the media owners. They can measure how the campaign is performing, and how the media is performing, and the campaign is performing, and what kind of ROI they are going to make using the traditional media advertisement. So the platform is beta right now, and we have customers like, so currently we are into retail space, like a mall space, and the hospitality, and a healthcare thing. So we have Lulu, Nexus, Phoenix, and we are working with Fortis and Aster kind of group. and they are trying and they are liking our product, and we are also kind of started the revenue generation journey. And this is so the software using this platform, you can ultimately manage any kind of media, whether it could be a billboard or a bus shelter or a digital signage or a digital standee, and then you can programmatically engage the consumers and you can start measuring the things. So this is one of the unique platform that we are calling as a digital marketing platform, which we have created, and we have experience. We can create experience using IoTs, Wi-Fi access points, Bluetooth, or AR, VR, or an FR kind of solutions.
I think I have just a quick point here, Mr. Bhushan. Thank you for your pitch. You probably, just to kind of orient you, the startup challenge that we are running is very specific to problem or challenge statements in 3 designated areas: aerospace and defense, ESDM, and EV and clean mobility. Right.
Okay.
So if you have either you or maybe an associated company that you run or whatever is interested in participating in providing a solution to challenge statements that are already listed out in the link, right? That will be super helpful because that is the nature of this challenge, right? Because then we need to align with the objectives of the challenge, right? So I thought I'll just quickly share that with you. Right.
Yeah. So IoT,
the link is there in the chat. Yeah.
So IoT is one of the area, right?
Yeah, but IoT there is a specific set of applications for IoT, right? We're talking about, which are essentially there is something to do with water management and power and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to kind of see how what you are providing here, how that kind of converges with the problem statements that have been listed out. Maybe you have the wherewithal, right? But I'm just alerting you that this particular startup challenge is very specific, right? We are only looking at startups which want to solve those challenge statements, or that will, or let us say, have the wherewithal to do it. Maybe they're already solving it in some other way. There is a repurposing of the solution, or they have the ability to solve. We are looking for those kind of startups. I thought I'll just share that. Okay.
So one thing I missed out in this discussion was, so we are the company who built a digital ticketing for BMTC, and we have created an IoT based digital ticketing solution where you can just carry your mobile and you can travel anywhere without even any digital ticketing. So with that experience, now we are working with the Dubai RTA, and they want to have the similar setup for all their entire transport, like marines and metro and their public transport system integrated with the IoT solution. So that is also one of the things we are working on now.
Yeah. We also notice you haven't completed the application. So if you could just fine tune the application and complete it, we could, the team could.
Yeah, it has to be. So all applications need to be aligned to the challenge statements because that is the purpose or the design basis for that. So it may be, as you said, you have some prior experience. You may have solved a problem which is similar to what has been listed out in some other context. Happy to look at those as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Because when I saw the IoT thing and also I got the invite from the thing, I applied for it. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So my request to you would please do go through that since you have the background, right? And we'd be happy to then take this forward. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So what we'll do now is we'll have a short version of the storytelling masterclass for some of you who are here. We'll also have it recorded and we'll share it with those of you who complete the applications and are part of the challenge. So Madan, would you like to get started? And we'll keep the last few minutes for more questions and in case of other folks who want to share what they do.
Sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So, hi everyone, and let me switch to full screen mode. Yeah, great. Can you guys see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Looks good. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm going to give you, especially for the founders in the audience, a few quick tips on how to make a great pitch. As mentioned earlier, I had research at Your Story and also charter member at TIE Bangalore, part of CI's various conference summits, and also co-founder of Mixer.world, where we help startups pitch and tell their stories. So I've shared a couple of my links on the stage, on the screen. You'll get this presentation afterwards, so don't worry about taking too many notes also. What I'm going to run you through is a whole bunch of resources. Here are some resources which you can tap in for free. Book reviews about entrepreneurship, tips on communication, a tool which I shall come to in just a minute called the Story Canvas. Some examples of TiE Bangalore's finalists for different pitch competitions, and finally some links to different kinds of stories, pitch decks, and so on and so forth. I'll first begin with some of the most common problems that we've seen with startup pitches. For the last 10, 12 years, I've been with Your Story and also with TiE Bangalore and recently with Mixer.world. And I've seen hundreds, maybe thousands of pitches. And I can tell you this, here are some of the typical 8 problems that I see in startup pitches, so you should all be on your guard. The first one is overshooting the time limit. Always be sure that you know what the time limit is before your presentation, whether it's 1 minute without slides or 10 minutes with slides. You need to know beforehand and time yourself accordingly. If you don't time yourself properly, you'll come to problem number 2, which is you're not evenly paced. You start well, but you rush towards the end because you realize, oh my God, only 20 seconds left, or the buzzer has gone, just 1 minute left, etc. So pace yourself accordingly throughout the presentation also. Oh, hang on, my video is off. Yeah. Problem number 3 is that you too quickly jump into describing your product features. You're saying, I'm building this product, it's great, it's got all these nice features, etc. But you haven't yet described what is the problem that you're solving. This happens a lot with tech founders. I've got this amazing product, it's got so many features, it's got so much, it uses only so much memory on the App Store, all of that stuff. Number 3, too many slides. Okay, many people I met also say, look, I speak fast, I can go through a lot of slides. Don't worry, even if it's just 10 minutes, I can finish 45 slides. That's not the approach. You're going to just lead to information overload. Problem number 5 comes from problem number 4, which is because you got too many slides, you think, oh, I can just smash the slides together, crunch them all together. So then you have too few slides, but too much text on these slides. So it's too cluttered, very hard to read, especially if you're on a Zoom call. For example, right now, we're on a Zoom call and you can notice that part of the screen is already hidden by the menu bar on the side and by the photos of all of us and things of that sort. So actually, when you present online, you got even less screen size than you do in the real world. So factor that in also. Another one is you tell us all about your story and what your great big plans are, but you don't yet have a sense of timeline. How long have you been doing your startup? What are some of your plans for the next 1, 3, 5, 7 years, and so on. Also, you're pitching to an audience where there are a lot of investors, potential business partners, potential employees, colleagues, and so on. You need to talk about what are you looking for? What do you need now in your journey? And many founders tend to skip this part also. And last but not least is the most important part, storytelling, which I shall come to in just a few minutes. You need to be able to connect the nice business case you presented about your product and your solution, the traction, all the nice things, to also who are you? Why are you the best person to solve this problem? There are so many problems you could have solved. Why did you pick this particular one? Okay. So in general, there should be 10 key slides, or I would say 10 key components of your tech. This is what I would call a minimum viable presentation. At least these 10 parts should be in your presentation. And if you have, say, 5 minutes, you can do maybe 30 seconds per slide. So that's about a 5-minute presentation with 10 slides. Okay, something like that. It depends on how fast you're pacing yourself and so on and so forth. Always begin, that's a strong recommendation, with the, hang on a second. I'll just call you back. I'll just call you back. Yeah. So the first part is begin with the problem statement that you're solving, which problem you're facing, who's facing this problem, and so on. And therefore, what's the solution you're coming up with to solve this problem you just described? Who is the typical kind of customer you have, your current customer, your future customers, and that's the market size. Therefore, how many dollars or how many countries or how many people is your market size? What is your business model? Which means, how are you giving value to the customer and how are you extracting value from the customer? In other words, what are you charging them and what is the profit margin that you get out of whatever fee you charge them? So cost, profit, revenue, all of this stuff should be in your business model. Also, traction. Today, how many customers do you actually have? So how many have signed in? How many have expressed interest? Maybe some have paid, some have not paid. That's the kind of traction that should be there. Competition. Many startups founders say, oh, I'm unique. Nobody else is doing what I do. Actually, there are lots of other people doing something at least very similar to what you're doing. So try and talk about who's your competition and how you differ from them. Then you should talk about your team. I think one of the earlier questions by the experts was, who's your team? What's your team composition? What's your experience? What have you achieved so far? And the next one is the timeline, which I just mentioned a while ago. Timeline. How long have you come in your journey? How many steps do you have ahead? Are you in Would you describe that you're in phase 2 of your journey and you've got 2 more phases to go ahead, etc.? And last but not least is your ask. What is your ask? How much are you asking for and what are you looking for? Okay. So all these should be there in your presentation. If you go to this website, mxr.world, you will find 130 pitch decks classified by category. Okay. And each of these is about, say, EdTech, FinTech, AI, and so on. So then you can see the actual pitch decks of over 130 startups from the last 2 years of our events, where startups share the pitch decks of what they've done. So not that you should copy what they've done, copy and paste, definitely not, but it should give you some indication of what is it the startups who've worked for this kind of a masterclass, how are they pitching what they've pitched. Okay. So once again, to expand on what I just said, problem and solution. Now, obviously, if you're a startup, a lot of the things you're doing are very new. There's no market research yet. Try and cite at least some research which is connected to a related domain that you're looking at. Try and explain what is the pain point and how big a pain point is it. Must have heard that the best startups which succeed are those which solve that give painkillers and not just vitamins. So are you solving immediate problems of some very important customers? Then you're on to a very good start. What are some of the features of the solution? When you talk about the customer, maybe you can describe a day in the life of your customer. So this is where design thinking is very useful. I hope you all know what design thinking is, and I've done some workshops on design thinking. It tells you a very important concept called the customer journey map. What's the journey of the customer? Where do they face pain point, and how does your solution come into it? Okay, that should come there. You should also mention how are the customers going to find out your product or your service. Okay, so another big problem, mistake that many founders make is they assume that build it and they will come. I build it and the customers will come. Not necessary. You have to do search engine optimization, social media, physical channels, whatever. Up to you deciding on what your product is. So there should be some information about this. What are the customer benefits and impacts? What is the quantified impact that you can have on your customer? And based on that, what you're charging them and what your cost is, what is your ROI for them and for you? What are you getting out of each customer and what are they getting out of each product? Okay. So cost to the customer and revenue for you from the startup should be a very important part of what you talk about. Business model traction in terms of number of customers, competition, differentiation, all of this should be there. There's another whole topic that we can talk about, which is on the marketing and branding. How do you describe your startup? What's the name of the startup? How do you choose the name of your startup? Can you describe what you do in one phrase, in one sentence, in one paragraph? Is there a tagline or a motto, like just do it, like the case of Nike? So what is your motto? How do you put all this? Can you embed some of these in your slides as well? Okay. Then you come to the company and the journey. What the journey of your company? What have you done so far? What are some of your future plans? What are future trends in the market? Is it a growing sector? Are you looking at the youth market, senior market, B2B market, SaaS player? What are you in this space? Tell us a bit about your team. You as a founder, educational background, numbers of years of work experience, which domain, also your co-founders, if you have co-founders. It helps also at this stage, especially in the later stage of your startup, you need to have a board of advisors perhaps who give you inputs on what you should do and so on. Maybe you've got some international partners also if you're localizing companies. Some of you mentioned some other countries already in the presentations earlier. That's very good. And you should end, of course, with some kind of contact information. Very important if you have investors in the audience or you have people who you want to become your business partners and become strategic partners or investors, you need to have something about an ask, which is they need to know what do you need right now. It's perfectly okay to say, look, I'm short of cash, I need round A, I need round B, etc. So you need to put this all down on a slide. Where is this money going to go to? Are you looking for money to hire people? Are you looking to build a next version of your product? Are you looking to set up offices abroad? All this should be there in your presentation. Okay, in this slide called the ask. What is your ask? What are you asking for? You could be asking for money. You could be asking for business partners. You could be asking for a favorable tax regime from the government. You could be asking for meetings with different kinds of people in the audience. Whatever it is, you need to make sure that you understand who is in the audience and what are you asking for from them. So they know that, okay, this guy has done so much in their work. This team has achieved so much. Now to go to the next very important step, they need this support from us. Maybe I'm the best person to invest in this company. So this clarity should be there for your audience also. Once again, I mentioned this link earlier, mxr.world/pitch decks, and you can go and see 130 pitch decks by different categories. We have your health tech, fintech, edtech, and so on. So check out these websites and so on. I mentioned earlier the mission of a startup, the vision, all of this stuff. So you need to also spend some time separately on what maybe are your official colors, how is your website designed, what kind of social media presence do you have? Definitely LinkedIn, maybe also Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, depending on where your audience is. You need to also focus on your standees, your t-shirt. Even your t-shirt can be a way to brand your startup and talk about the logo, etc., as a point of conversation when you move around, when you talk, etc. All these are different topics of conversation in terms of the marketing and branding and positioning of your startup. But some of these elements should be there in your slides also. For example, at least your logo should be on every single slide of your presentation. Maybe the motto in the beginning and the motto at the end, that should also come in your presentation. Now, the second part, a very important part, which I'll wrap up in the next 10 minutes or so, storytelling. Okay. Now, it's great to hear all these nice logical slides that you just talked about, traction, customer, value, impact, etc. What the founders now need to talk about is, why do you think you are the best person, A, to be in this market, to solve this problem, and to come up with a solution? Okay, so all three things need to come out in your presentation in some form or the other, which is, I have been in this industry for 10 years, or I've been in another industry for a long time. I've come into this new industry with new insight, and I see, wow, here's a problem to be solved. Second, what is your connection with this problem? Did you face a problem yourself, or somebody very close to you, or it is some trend that you saw in the newspapers or in the online media and say, aha, this area, maybe Gen AI is an area I have to get into. So what is the problem that you're solving, and what is your connection to this particular problem? And the third part is, why do you think you are the best person to come up with a solution? Is it your experience, your IP, your team, which has come up with a crack piece of architecture stacks, things of that sort? All this should come out in your storytelling part of it. Now, there's tons and tons and tons of books out there on storytelling, and I've published reviews of many of these on your Story website. But I also want to show you how we've condensed the best aspects of storytelling into a very useful tool called the Story Canvas. Okay, so the storytelling canvas, as you can tell over here, has three parts. Okay? The past, what are some things which influenced you to become who you are? The present, therefore, what are you doing now? And the future, what's next? Where are you going to in your journey, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the first part is, you could talk about whether you grew up in a small town, whether you grew up abroad, whether you grew up in a big city like Bangalore or Bombay. What are some of your educational qualifications to be in this space? What was the aha or the ouch moment which said, I need to jump into this startup right now? So maybe you had a cushy job already in the corporate world, but you had some flash of insight which said, I need to jump from that and get into the startup world. That should come out in your past, whether this came out because of what you studied or where you worked, things of that sort should come out here. The second part is, we already talked about this a little bit in the presentation, which is, what's the problem that you're solving? But here you should talk a little bit more about what's your offering, what are some of the challenges you're facing, how do you expect to overcome these challenges, how do you position yourself in the market? For example, are you like the Uber of passenger trucks? Are you like the Ola of bicycles? Something of that sort. How do you describe where you are in the present? What kind of proof of concept have you come up with so far? And the last part is the future, which is, what's your vision of what the world will be like if you had a good free reign and you could run your product right through as much of a market as you could? Where will you be in the future? What's your message to the customers? What's your message to investors? And what's your tip to other change makers, other founders like yourself? So the key message over here in this last part of the story is, come and join me in my journey. This is my vision. I've got a fantastic product. See how much traction I already have. I want to go to these places now. So come, invest in me, be my partner, be my employee, be a channel partner, etc. Things of that sort. Okay. So this is the last part I just concluded, and I want to give you some tips on how to integrate these two different parts of what I just talked to you about. One part is the pitch deck, the slide, which is very important. The second part is the personal part, the story, the founder story, the backstory. Along the journey, you always have to keep in mind that there are other kinds of stories floating around there, such as failure stories, people who failed and therefore they want to come up with a new product. So you can say, I've done 2 startups, 2 of them failed, but now I've got a new idea to do something much better than dreams. That's a great example of how a failure story can give you new kinds of benefits in your future things. Now, so far I've talked about how to make a pitch in front of an audience, either physically or online. You may also do a recording entirely separately, a video, and then put that as the corporate video. You may choose to use AR, VR, whatever for your presentation. It may be simple, a printout, a brochure, a print booklet of 2 to 4 pages, etc. You need to also listen to other pitches. Now, we just heard 5 or 6 founders pitching. I hope each of you as a founder listened to what the other founders were saying. Even if they're in a completely different sector, try and see how they speak, how fast they speak maybe, what kind of slides are they using. Because the more you watch about other stories, the more you listen to other stories, the better you become in your own storytelling. Okay? So you need to look at all these habits also. Elements of a good story. Good structure, like the story canvas, it's not a template, by the way. It's just indicators of what your story should contain. But you also must have some kind of emotional in it, If you can add some humor, great, but don't try and be a stand-up comedy or something, but try and show some different kinds of emotion if it's authentic. If you're a very serious, logical kind of speaker, that's okay. No need to fake a different kind of speaking, etc. Just be authentic. That's the most important part. Also try and end with what's in it for me, for the audience. Even if the investors are not ready yet for your product, you can say, please contact with me even afterwards. I would like to stay in touch with you afterwards because I believe my product can add value to you also as an audience. Okay. So with that, I come to the end of my session. You must learn how to combine data and presentations with story. You must practice how well you speak. You'll be very surprised how much you can learn when you watch a video of yourself making a pitch. And you see, oh my God, I speak like this. Wow, I never realized I speak so slowly. Or I never realized that I say so many times. Okay. So when you rehearse yourself, you can watch yourself and be much better. Another good trick that I use is I tell people, make a pitch deck and ask somebody else to present it. Ask your colleague to present it. Let us see how they interpret what you think is important in your slides. Okay. And very often that does happen. You as a founder have a pitch deck. Somebody else in the company, head of marketing, co-founder, etc., they may need to make the pitch using your slides. So make sure you're all aligned on what these slides mean, etc. Be prepared for the unexpected. You may be told you got 10 minutes. They will tell you, oh, sorry, minister's coming late. You got only 5 minutes. Or even the other way around. Oops, we give you 3 minutes. The next two speakers have not come. You now get 10 minutes. So be prepared to switch and change at any time. Be prepared to have multiple lengths of your pitch deck, anywhere from 1 slide to 20 slides based on how much time you have and who the audience is. Be prepared also for multiple ways of telling a story. Could be in a formal stand-up, take a mic and tell a story. It could be a conversation in a bar, in a cafe, in a flight, in a train, in an Uber, could be anywhere. So be prepared to have very quick, very short versions of your presentation in audio form, in text form, in slides, videos, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I hope that's been useful. That brings me to the end of this session. Whoops. And I hope that's been useful to you. Any questions, comments? You can. My email is listed on the screen over here near my image. So you can just email me at mother@mxr.world and connect with me. My co-founder in this venture is Vinay Dura. You can also contact Vinay for more information, or just email me and I'll send you a version of this presentation. Or you can sign up for a full masterclass of 1 hour, 4 hours, or one whole day. Okay. So it's about 4:30 now, and I look forward to any questions, comments you have, or we may go back to what else Rajesh and Vinay have to say in terms of the structure of this session. So I think VentuRISE is a fantastic initiative. Please do get involved, submit your applications, compete with the other startups, and hopefully these tips I've given you will help you stand up and stand separate from all the other competition out there. Good luck and all the best. Vinay, any questions we have or?
Thanks, Madan. Fantastic short sort of a session. If anybody has any questions, you could. So what we'll do is you can unmute yourself. We'll just make it more easier for you to unmute yourself. Ravi Kiran Krishnan wants to know, can we have a copy of this PPT?
Oh yeah, easy. I'll send it across to you. I'll send you a PDF of this lens.
PDF of it. Okay, thank you, Madan. So in fact, we want to send it to all those who complete the VentuRISE, who participate in the VentuRISE challenge. So, to get a copy of this, do get involved with VentuRISE and complete your application.
I think there is Abhijit who's on the meeting, who I think wants to.
Sure, Abhijit.
Pitch, yeah.
You can share what you do, and so Madan, you can give your feedback to Abhijit as well. You say.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you can let me just pitch, I guess I'll show only a couple slides.
Yeah.
And
we'll make you the co-host. So, Sai, can you make him the co-host?
Yeah.
So just curious, how did you get to know about the VentuRISE? Have you applied or?
Yeah, I have applied, and someone called me yesterday as well to make sure I attend this event.
Great.
1 minute pitching,
Yeah, sure. So what do you, Abhijit? Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Let me see. So what? Let me know if you see the screen.
Not yet.
Okay, awesome. So what we are doing is we're building world's first electric jet engine that will be used for anything that flies. So applications are UAVs, seaplanes, as well as the final aim is private jets and aircrafts. So our focus is true zero emissions, not net zero. We're trying to eliminate all CO2 as well as non-CO2 emissions, because most of the non-CO2 emissions are actually a bigger hazard for greenhouse gas emissions, which are the NOx, SOx, and all. And many people don't talk about that because combustion technology is the existing technology, and obviously you don't want to disrupt your market. The other problem is India never made a commercial jet engine. The only few companies like GE's, Rolls-Royce, and all are out there worldwide. India has tried and failed a few times, so never been able to do it. So we're trying to solve that problem as well by making fully indigenous jet engine. The good thing is it's electric, so it will help us make it at cost-effective way. We have already built our first prototype, which looks like this, 30 centimeter dia, and we'll be building our next 3D printed model. Our solution basically is removing the combustion chamber and replace it with multiple electric motors, multiple compressors, and tip turbine blade, which basically gives you the same performance as the existing jet engine, but without combustions. And also the manufacturing cost will be lower because we're getting rid of the exotic material need that is needed at high temperature. We're building, of course, keeping safety in mind. And the other biggest advantage is we're power source agnostic, meaning we can use batteries or fuel cell or anything in future that is coming up, which will be powering our engine. As I said, our go-to-market strategy, in a way, our product market fit is for 3 different sectors for now: UAVs, seaplanes, and aircrafts. First product will be going towards UAVs because that is easier to bring it to market, and we can come to market by end of Q 2025. Defense application, the key there is stealth mode because there is very low heat combustion and no noise. So we can send out the drones for 10-15 hours of surveillance without getting detected. And of course, it will be make in India product for the companies that are interested in that we're speaking with. The seaplanes is an emerging market for last mile connectivity. India has also announced that a couple of weeks ago. So any island to island connectivity, coastal connectivity, defense applications is something that is emerging. And if we can have it jet engine based seaplane, that's even better because you can go longer, faster, and have better experience. And the private jets, of course. What we're asking, it's not on here, but we're asking up to $2 million investment, which will go mostly towards product development and some towards building the team and all. So 1 minute, I think that's it. Thanks.
Thanks, Abhijit. I think your solution seems perfect for one of the applications for VentuRISE. I hope you have applied on the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of areas there which are incomplete. So if you could just relook at the application and fill it up, that'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah. And are there any questions, inputs for Abhijit in terms of pitching product storyline?
Yeah, I got a quick question. You go for all 3 sectors simultaneously, or you got one in line first and then the other one? In your last sector, UAV and so on and so forth. So just 3 very
our ultimate goal is the aviation aircrafts and all. But as you know, aviation, the certification and the whole process of flying and all testing, it takes time. So we're starting with UAV first, which will be, as I said, by end of next year, we can get enough runtime for a year or 2. We can sell multiple engines. And then go to seaplane. Seaplane will be by Q1 27. We have a LOI with customer based out of US who wants to fly seaplanes in Dubai area. So that will be early 27. And then aviation will be probably around 28, 29. I will add those timelines here on this next time I pitch. So.
Yeah, I think the timelines are pretty good. What you've shared, 5-year timeline for all the 3. Yeah. In fact, Deepika, I think you have worked or you engage with a lot of aerospace companies. So if you have any inputs, do feel free to share, or others from NASSCOM as well.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks, Abhijit, for the pitch. It is really exciting to see the work that you're doing. I think this is something I've not come across as a problem statement, and would be exciting to also see how the European markets would respond to this. We do have the Space Tech cohort that will happen next year, and maybe I will reach out to you separately for it.
Sure. Yeah, so just FYI, we are headquartered in Norway. and European market is of course proactive to this. They like it, but so far the feedback we've been getting is show us the working prototype, which is what we're building right now at Shell's lab, 3D printed. But we have raised from Innovation Norway and friends and family so far less than $1 million. The next round would be up to 2 million. Of course, for longer term, we're going to need a lot of money. So Series A will be 10 million plus.
Yeah. So just to an update on VentuRISE, the Global Startup Challenge, because many of the founders assume it is Karnataka and Bangalore. So you can be any part of the world and apply for the challenge. I think we also have Rahul over here. Rajesh, Rahul, if you have any inputs, feel free to share.
No, I'll let Rahul go. Yeah. Rahul, go ahead.
Lovely to see this, Abhijit. I mean, I think electric jet engines is the future, right? And we all know the climate issues that are being faced by us, right? So, just a little bit, I wanted to know about the founder's background, and also where are you planning to? I mean, where's your design center, and also where are you planning to manufacture this? And I think already, the question came up. What are your main markets from a regional perspective? Is India a key area for you?
Yeah, so I'll start with the last question first. India is key for the defense market, but global, of course, the product is for global reach. I'm trying to bring the team slide, but let me see if I can bring it. My background personally, while I'm bringing the team slide, is I was a petroleum engineer, studied and worked in US, and did the field jobs, field development planning, business development, and also I was a corporate VC for a few years, working for a Norwegian company, but based in Houston, investing in early stage startups like us. And there I had invested in more than 10, 15 companies, and also been on the board of the companies to help them basically to fundraise, strategic planning, and all that. My other co-founder, Pramod, he is an aerospace engineer, pure technical person. So he is the one who's brain behind the design of the engine. And we also have Ivar, who's our CEO based in Norway. Him and I work in Equinor. So he's also a VC engineer by background. The rest of the team, we're almost 18 people based in Bangalore. Mostly the tech development will be happening in Bangalore. ISC Bangalore has done the full feasibility study already. And we have validated technology with folks from GE, Bharat Forge. So here's a team slide, as well as from Airbus and all. And I'm happy that last 3 years, everybody's working hard towards it. We'll start paying salaries once we raise enough, but for now, kind of half bootstrap, if you will. So hopefully that answers all the questions you had. But it will be a Make in India product, headquartered in Norway, because we know we're going to need a lot of money in future. And it's easier, we think, again, if I'm wrong, please correct me. It'll be easier to raise the bigger rounds in Europe compared to India. So, but we are open to move the headquarters if needed. If somebody gives us bigger check, that's not a problem.
Thank you.
So good that Abhijit you pinged, because we got to hear what you're doing. Nice of you to do that. Curious to know, in case it's not already been checked, how did you get to know about this challenge?
Yeah, I think when I was at ClimateX last week in Chennai, and someone else had sent me the link. And when I applied, Vinay, you said it's open for global. It does not come across as global application because you're asking for Indian subsidiary or Indian entity information. So we did fill out the Indian subsidiary information, but I was kind of hesitant to see if it's really open for all global things or not. So that does not come across easily in that application.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think, that could, I understand how you've interpreted it. Yeah, your point is well taken. Yeah.
But it's good to know. It's good to know. So I don't have to change and focus only on Norway. So India, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but what you're saying, see, okay, so here is the thing, right? When you look at, when you talk about global startups, right? It could be that, I mean, and that's pretty much true for most of the startups, if not all, is that they are actually building for the world. They may be located in some part of the planet, but ultimately they're building for the world. So while, yes, the primary focus will be, let us say, because this is an initiative that which the government is also supporting. So the primary focus obviously is to say, okay, do we a little bit of the Indian flavor is important, but ultimately what we are also looking at is do we have a solution to the challenge that has been listed out, right? That's really what we are also looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And apart from the zero emission angle, the biggest thing here is our jet engine. If you compare to existing jet engine for same performance, it will be at least 30% cheaper. So we're not only building a better for climate, but it's also a cheap, affordable engine. Especially because it's not because it's built in India, but because the heat signal, since there is no combustion, the material needed, the exotic material need is gone away. So we need simple material, and it's available in India.
Excellent.
And most of your team are in Bangalore. Which part of India?
Indiranagar, yeah. We're all working out of Indiranagar, and Shell is helping with the REST-CB lab for 3D printing.
Great, great. The Shell E4 program, you've been part
Shell
of that.
E4 program, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Fantastic. So I didn't know you were there at the Climate Fix event as well. So, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying, feel free to share it with your peers about VentuRISE. I have noticed a lot of high quality companies like yours who are also there. Thanks.
Thanks. And this is the timeline roadmap. It did not come across well in the other slides. So any other questions, comments? I will go back and look at the application. You said some of them.
No, I think it's fine. More or less, you have completed most of it, so it's fine. Just
okay.
Because many of the others who haven't completed have also joined us, so I just.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Thank you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have 15 minutes. If any of you have queries on VentuRISE and how you could participate, the use cases, any feedback, feel free to let us know. Yeah. If you don't have any more questions, we can thank our speakers. We'll be in touch with all of you. We have your contact details, your numbers. We will keep you posted. So the last date is October 8th. We request all of you to complete the registrations by then. Share it with your peers. We'd like to. We have Kanchi from Indian Angel Network. We have Adarsh from NASSCOM COE. We have Deepika from SwissNext. So if you have any final comments and if you could help promote this global challenge, it's an ongoing thing. So you would get a lot of opportunities to engage throughout month on month till February at least, when the Global Investor Meet is happening in Bangalore. So we try to keep this very informal in terms of the engagement. We thought one could give very candid feedback and how to get better, because it's a whole journey of pitching. So that's how we thought about it. Otherwise, we do kind of very formal pitch events. So we might ask you for your feedback on the informal pitch format as well, and see how to tweak it further and how to make it even better. I'd like to thank Madan as well for the shortened version of the pitch and storytelling. So we will email the PDF file to some of you who have joined here, and also those of you who could benefit from storytelling. And if any of you are in Your Story Tech Sparks tomorrow, we'll be happy to say hi and connect. I believe Thai is there. Thai President Madan Padaki is speaking. And if any of you others are also there. Rajesh, are you there tomorrow at Tech Sparks?
I haven't decided yet. I've got a schedule to deal with. It's looking packed. Let's see.
Sure.
I'll try and make it. Yeah.
So we'll look out for more VentuRISE focused startups at Tech Sparks. Yeah. Yes. You were saying something, Abhijit?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do appreciate all of you taking time. And I know it's a volunteer work and really helping all the startups that have applied. It's fantastic that you're going through and sitting with them via these sessions and others. So really appreciate it. I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So we have shared the link over here. So feel free to share this across to folks, and we'll try to make things happen for all the application startups, partners, all of you. Yeah. Any final words, or we can wind up for today?
Yeah, I think we should.
All the best with the startups. Sorry, yeah. All the best with the startups. Good luck with your VentuRISE competition.
Yes.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Take care.
Thank you,
I'll send you
everybody.
email follow-ups.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Have a good evening.
Yeah,
Bye, Kanchi. Bye, Deepika. Bye, Rajesh.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Madan. Yeah, bye.